don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev. They're two of the greatest fighters of our generation. You saw the body language. They were in the corner. They knew they'd lost the fight. 116, 112 to Artur Beterbiev. You gave Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds, they gave Bivol. This is a joke.
That was far
It's a 7-5, 8-4 fight to Dmitry Bivol. He was cruising the fight. He gave up some rounds at the end of the fight. They knew the body language. They're telling him in the corner, you have to knock him out
at the end of the
fight. You have to knock him out to win the fight.
We sat when we were sitting.
You know, he's
It might be trying to get a rematch.
Of course. He was robbed of the Undisputed Championship tonight. Because when you get deserves like that, 116, 112.
It deserves the rematch.
I cannot believe you give Dmitry Bivol.
And I've got to be honest, if I was in his position, I'd be upset. I mean, I did before you got it. I felt he did one. I never won by a couple of rounds.
Personally, I thought Dmitry nicked that. I thought Bivol nicked that.
I've got to be honest, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Bivol nicked it. I did myself.
I mean, it was a close fight.
It was a close fight, but I did think Bivol won it.
Okay. How did you have it, Frank? Did you score it?
I had a couple of rounds. I had him up by a couple of rounds. Sorry, I had him up by a couple of rounds.
Okay. A fascinating fight, though.
It's a great fight. I mean, really good, keenly fought contest, and both of them really give everything they had.
How tough was this fight?
I don't know. I'm a neutral in it, to be honest. I mean, I've not got any interest. I did think Bivol just won it.
What was His Excellency saying? Does he want a rematch? What does he want?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him. I'm sure he will do. That's for sure.
You know, we forget. I talked about it earlier. Beterbiev, yeah, the other guy looks more polished than he is, and more dimensional, and he is. But never sleep on Beterbiev technically being sound, because he is. He's covered up, he's buttoned up, comes in the right way, behind the jab, a strong jab, a hard jab. I was surprised Beterbiev didn't go to body more early. But you know what? As soon as I got surprised, what did he do? He went to the body late, and it made a difference. It took some of the air out of the tire of Bivol and made him stand in front a little too much. But a lot of heart by Bivol, both guys. Bivol went to the body more up until the end than Beterbiev was, believe it or not. But a tremendous fight, a fight that was fitting of a unification fight of two great fighters.
Put a pin hands to score that fight. Like Beterbiev put it in the fight. I was seeing people online saying Bivol won it. People I know who were watching the fight on TV said Bivol won it. Beterbiev winning the fight. I think Bivol started off fast and wasn't early runs, started slowing down then. Beterbiev started really top. I think a rematch is granted. Yeah, definitely. I don't think it goes any other way. I think Beterbiev just puts applies pressure and cuts his body down.
Was you confident going into the last round?
Listen, that was a kind of mix. We know that was a very, very close fight. But I told Artur, like, we need knockout, we need to go. Because when he put pressure on him, he was alone. And that's exactly what I want to create, like some emotion, like stay with him. And I think we win the 2 last round and win the fight.
How did you score it yourself?
Very close. At the end, I was not sure, like maybe draw, maybe I win, maybe. That was a very close fight, but we win the second part of the fight, of course.
Listen, I'm not gonna jump. But what a fight that was, honestly. As a boxing fan, to see two great fighters, I mean, wow. I mean, look, I've not seen a fight like that for a very, very long time. Both guys were punch perfect, to cut the ring well. But one thing about Bivol, I've seen him fight before, and I had him winning this fight before watching it. But it's the first time I've seen Artur fight, and what a beast he is. I mean, the guy was punch perfect, solid, took some big shots, but came back stronger and came back with some bigger shots back. I mean, punch perfect style.
No, you could. It's fun. I've got a mic here. I had him up personally, just Bivol. How did you have it?
Up to round 10, I had it even. It was the last 2 rounds that won the fight for Artur. It was them championship rounds which won him the fight, and he pulled through. He put the pressure on Bivol, kept him on the back foot, and it was hurting him. I mean, he did catch him with some very hard, big shots. So I think the last 2 rounds won him the fight.
Eddie, I was surprised by the decision, but just
a joke.
Say that again.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
They knew. They told him in the 10th round, you have to knock him out to win this fight.
Who told him, the corner?
Yeah, it's on TV.
Yeah.
They're all standing in the corner. The fight's over. We're in the Bivol's corner. I'm looking around. They are like this. How could you score that fight 8-4 to Artur Beterbiev? Unbelievable. Terrible decision. Terrible decision.
What can be done? What are you guys gonna do to?
Listen, hopefully His Excellency will do the decent thing and give both Bivol a rematch. It was a masterclass performance in what was an amazing fight. I don't want to disrespect Artur Beterbiev because he's an incredible champion, but he did not win that fight. Dmitry Bivol won that fight.
Yeah, look, we've seen it before, haven't we? But you just hope that it doesn't happen in a fight of this magnitude. I turned to Frank, His Excellency, everybody on the road behind, got to the TV row, and everybody said, Bivol 2, Bivol 3, Bivol 1. I couldn't even find a draw.
Was one of them 116, 112 to Beterbiev?
116, 112 is, how can you give Dmitry Bivol 4 rounds in that fight? He controlled the fight. Listen, he got buzzed in the fight, he buzzed Artur Beterbiev, and no disrespect to Artur Beterbiev, who is an amazing fighter, and it was an incredible fight to watch. I just feel gutted for the kid, because that's a lifetime of work where he should be walking out of that ring as undisputed world champion.
Do we get this rematch on? Does he deserve it,
His
Bivol?
Excellency said, wrong decision, I'll do a rematch. So, fingers crossed, he'll keep to his word and we'll see it in the early new year.
Well done on beating Frank tonight.
Well, I don't think we're ever going to find out, are we? Because he doesn't fancy the fight. You know that, and I know that, and you can see why. I thought he'd done what he had to do with an opponent. He had in trouble in the first round. The Polish guy, gutsy, but was never going to win the fight. But I thought Eubanks looked very average.
Guys, I don't have any excuses. I don't have belts. I didn't win the fight. It means I just want a rematch, and that's it. I want to get another chance if it's possible. I could be better, I know.
Yeah, he did good job. I don't know how he measure his work. I mean, good or not. But I am not bad boxer. I did not bad work. But I think Mark, my coach, my team will prove my. I did what we prepared. I did some part of this work, not all the work. I don't know why. If be honest, I always more critic of myself. And even all my last 20 fights, because of luck, I win them by KO. I'm always complain about my skills, performance, That's why I don't like what I did. I mean, I want to do more, better, always.
I want to say thank you everybody who was supporting me, who believed in my skills, and I want to say sorry that I didn't do perfect and I didn't get my belts, but I hope I will have a chance. How Eja saying, how His Excellency told that he wants to make it, and I hope we will. I will do better. I hope I will try to be better.
Fabio Wardley, sensational.
That was just completely unbelievable. 2 shots. First one sent him up, hurt him. That last one, that absolutely knocked him sensible. He was out on his feet. Absolutely out.
Все замерли, охренеть.
Все замерли. Мы все замерли.
Артур молится. Блядь, честно? Так тебе и надо, дебил. Вы испугались? Знаете, что обидно? Артур! Да! Потому что карма настигла Бивола. Иди к своей Мармаре. Вот мое истинное лицо. Нет, честно, иди к Мармарихе! Я была права!
Two of the most feared light heavyweights in the world just went to war. But what did the pros have to say about Artur Beterbiev's power and Dmitry Bivol's precision? From knockout predictions to shocking insights, the fight world is buzzing with reactions. Here's what the experts really think happened in this electrifying showdown. The fight was as intense as everyone expected, but now let's take a step back to what some of the experts predicted before Beterbiev and Bivol even touched gloves. From predictions of an all-out war to strategic masterclasses, here's what the pros had to say leading up to the fight. Even before the fight, Roy Jones Jr. already dissected the battle between Artur Beterbiev's raw power and Dmitry Bivol's precision. He didn't just look at their strengths, but at the dangerous weaknesses lurking beneath the surface. Here's what he had to say. Beterbiev is a great puncher, but he's been down a few times. A lot of people say it was balance. People say it was this. People say it was that. In my humble opinion, if you've been down 2 or 3 times already, being the puncher that you are, it means when you're punching, you're leaving yourself in a bad position and people are catching you, or you don't take as good a punch as you throw. Roy was clear. Beterbiev's ability to punch hard might leave him vulnerable in crucial moments. This wasn't just about power, it was about what happens when Beterbiev overcommits. He also noted Beterbiev would be a mistake fighting Bivol because he stays fundamentally sound with his feet and hands. He's a very disciplined fighter. He's always going to be in shape, and he's always going to be Dmitry Bivol. But if you do anything out of the ordinary, throw too hard, get off balance, or don't take a punch as well as you throw one, you're going to lose to Bivol. Jones highlighted Bivol's discipline as his biggest strength. Any lapse in Beterbiev's technique, whether from over-aggression or carelessness, would give Bivol the edge. He further added his bold prediction even before the fight. Personally, I think Bivol's feet are going to be the key. His footwork will keep him out of dangerous exchanges with Beterbiev, and it will make Beterbiev pay when he misses with big shots. In the end, Jones leaned on Bivol's mobility as the deciding factor, believing his footwork would be critical in controlling the fight and capitalizing on Beterbiev's mistakes. Before the fight, Oscar De La Hoya didn't shy away from sharing his thoughts on how he saw the battle between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol playing out. Known for his sharp insight, De La Hoya highlighted a crucial aspect that could determine the fight's outcome: footwork. He stated, "It's a very unique style. I would have to give Dmitry Bivol the advantage here a little bit because he has better footwork. Beterbiev kind of just stalks you down. With Bivol, he's just constantly bam, bam, bam. I love that. He's a good boxer, man, with power and skill." De La Hoya didn't just focus on Bivol's power, but on his ability to maintain relentless pressure with sharp footwork and technique. For Oscar, it wasn't just about who could hit harder, but who could control the pace and positioning of the fight. He also noted, "It's a tough fight to call, but I'm going to have to give Dmitry the advantage. I think it's all about respect in the first few rounds, how he's going to take the punch. If he can catch Beterbiev, offset him, and get him off balance with his footwork, it could be a long night for Beterbiev." Oscar gave credit to Beterbiev's durability, but believed Bivol's technical ability, particularly his footwork, would be key. For him, if Bivol could disrupt Beterbiev's rhythm early on, it would shift the momentum in his favor, potentially leading to a long and punishing fight for Beterbiev. Israel Madrimov, a close friend and teammate of Dmitry Bivol, had a personal connection to this fight. His loyalty was clear, but Madrimov also recognized the technical depth in Bivol's style that made this matchup so intriguing. Israel stated, "It's a very interesting fight, especially for us. He's part of our team, you know? He's a friend. I think it's a 50-50 fight, but of course, I believe that Bivol has the edge, and I will be rooting for him. He's great. He's a champion, and he's a great person, a true champion." Madrimov's respect for Bivol ran deep, not just as a fighter, but as a person. He saw the fight as evenly matched, but believed Bivol's skills, determination, and character gave him a crucial edge. He also added, "I've learned a lot from him as well. I've taken some things from training together, and he's given me some things that I'm very appreciative of." Beyond just being a supporter, Madrimov shared how training alongside Bivol had helped him grow as a fighter. His personal insight made it clear that Bivol's technical ability and leadership went beyond the ring, influencing even his own development. Caleb Plant, known for his own ring intelligence, saw both Beterbiev and Bivol as more than just their labels. In his eyes, both fighters had hidden skills that could turn the tide at any moment. He didn't just view this as a battle between a puncher and a boxer, but a clash of two highly skilled and unpredictable athletes. Celeb noted, what they're known for isn't all they're good for. Beterbiev is known as the puncher, but he's not just a puncher. His balance, his ring IQ, he'll lure guys to the ropes, turn them, put them on the ropes, and he can put his hands together quick. Plant admired Beterbiev's ability to combine power with strategy, noting that his ring intelligence and quick combinations made him far more dangerous than just a heavy-handed puncher. He also stated in an interview before the fight even happened, Bivol is not just a stick-and-move boxer. He's physically strong, he can hit hard. Beterbiev has been dropped by lesser guys, so you can't tell me Bivol can't drop him. We'll see. When it came to Bivol, Plant recognized the threat of his power. Despite Bivol being seen as a technician, Plant believed he had the strength to hurt Beterbiev, especially since others with less power had already managed to drop him. Before the fight, David Benavidez broke down the challenges both Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol would face, highlighting how this matchup wasn't just about skill, but also conditioning and age. His prediction leaned toward one fighter, but it wasn't without respect for the other's ability. He noted, I think it's going to be a great fight for both men. They both have to be extremely ready. It's a hard fight for both of them, but I'm kind of leaning toward Bivol. He's a great boxer, and he has punching power. Benavidez acknowledged that both fighters needed to be at their best for this clash. He admired Bivol's boxing ability and power, believing that this combination would give him the upper hand. He furthermore stated in an interview, as for Beterbiev, I think he's a little bit older. His body's breaking down a bit. He works really hard, but I think he does a lot of weights. And in boxing, when you do too much weight, that's when you start to break down more. So I'm leaning a little more towards Bivol. Benavidez pointed out Beterbiev's age and the physical toll of his training methods, which he believed could backfire in such a high-stakes fight. This concern over Beterbiev's durability led Benavidez to favor Bivol, seeing him as the fresher fighter in this battle. Teddy Atlas, a revered voice in boxing and a former trainer of Mike Tyson, wasn't hesitant to point out what he saw as Beterbiev's vulnerabilities. Despite Beterbiev's well-known power and toughness, Atlas believed that Father Time would catch up to him in this fight, favoring Bivol to secure a stoppage. Atlas stated about Beterbiev even before the fight, he's slowing down, he's cutting up easier, he's 38 years old with 300 amateur fights, a lot of tough fights in the pros, he's aging, nobody beats Father Time. Atlas painted a vivid picture of a fighter worn down by years of battle. For him, the sheer accumulation of wear and tear, Beterbiev's age, the grueling amateur career, and brutal professional fights was a recipe for decline. Atlas believed that while Beterbiev still possessed power, the signs of aging were becoming too obvious to ignore. He also defended what he said later on, I never will rule out Beterbiev. He's got power, he's got character and pride, but yeah, I got Bivol a solid favorite. While Atlas respected Beterbiev's fighting spirit and punching power, he made it clear that in his eyes, Bivol was the more complete and fresher fighter. He saw Bivol as having the skill set necessary to exploit Beterbiev's diminishing defenses, which made him the favorite to win. He mentioned, I think there's a good chance he stops him late in the fight, either by cuts or by just an endless barrage of punches. Beterbiev is not a defensive wizard, where the referee would probably have to stop it or his corner would have to stop it. Atlas predicted that Bivol's relentless pressure and precision would be too much for Beterbiev to handle, especially as the fight wore on. Whether by accumulation of damage or a defensive lapse, Atlas envisioned a late stoppage, where either the referee or Beterbiev's corner would have to step in to prevent further punishment. Eddie Hearn, Bivol's promoter, has always been confident in his fighter's chances, but even he recognizes the lethal danger Artur Beterbiev presents. Ahead of the fight, Hearn used a striking metaphor to describe just how precarious the situation is when facing Beterbiev's relentless pressure. Eddie noted, I think the best way to describe it is, when you fight Beterbiev, it's like a ticking time bomb. You know when you wind it up, and it starts. Tick, 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 tick. In Hearn's eyes, fighting Beterbiev is like trying to survive against a bomb with a countdown timer. Every second brings a fighter closer to devastation, and the pressure continues to build as the rounds go on. The challenge is not just surviving, it's controlling the tempo of that countdown. He further mentioned, but the speed of that time bomb depends on the opponent. So as the ring gets cut off, as you get walked down, as you can't take the pressure, the volume, the punch selection, the tick, 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 tick moves faster. Now, Dmitry has the ability to make that tick really slow. slow. Hearn emphasized that while Beterbiev's pressure can suffocate most opponents, Bivol's tactical brilliance, especially his footwork and ring IQ, would be the key to slowing down that ticking clock. In essence, the better Bivol moves and controls distance, the longer he can delay the inevitable explosion of Beterbiev's power. Eddie also stated the boom point is 12 rounds, and that's really what it comes down to. Beterbiev is going to get you, but how quick can he get you? And how long do you have left when he does get you? For Hearn, the fight's outcome wasn't just about avoiding Beterbiev's power, but managing it for as long as possible. The question isn't if Beterbiev will catch you, it's when. Hearn stressed that Bivol's success would depend on how slow he could make that countdown tick, avoiding the ropes and controlling the pace of the fight to delay Beterbiev's lethal strikes for as long as possible. As we reflect on these pre-fight predictions, the results speak for themselves. In this epic clash, Artur Beterbiev's relentless power met Dmitry Bivol's impeccable precision. The pros painted a vivid picture of what could unfold, and as the final bell rang, we saw just how right or wrong they were. Now, with the dust settling, we're left with more than just a winner. This fight redefined the light heavyweight division. Both Beterbiev and Bivol have etched their legacies deeper into the sport, but one question lingers. Who will be next for the victor, and how will the defeated rise again? As we wrap up, the fight world is already buzzing about the next big showdown. Stay tuned, because the story of Beterbiev versus Bivol is far from over,